Good morning. My name is Dan Arley. I'm the proud author of a book called The Honest Truth About Dishonesty: How We Lie to Everyone, Especially Ourselves. In this book, I investigate why and when cheating occurs, debate its usefulness, and question how it can be discouraged. My book is intended to showcase why some things are easier to lie about than others, how getting caught matters less than we think, and whether we cheat or not, and how practices pave the way for unethical behavior both intentionally and unintentionally. Written and published in 2012, I am a professor of psychology and behavioral economics at Duke University, and I was inspired to pursue the aspect of cheating and how it can be affected by different circumstances. My many science experiments have shown that almost all people lie and cheat by 10 to 15% at every opportunity they get. In the simple model of rational crime, with people weighing expected benefits against expected costs, doesn't hold in real life. While writing this book, I was describing the behaviors as a result of different stimuli. Today, in 2021, if I was to go back and use different experiments to rewrite my book, I would focus on the effect that peer pressure has on cheating and how getting caught matters less. I would revise my first testing model where I researched how much students cheat if no one is watching and see how much the peer pressure of parents allows for the child to cheat and how the peer pressure of peers allows for students to let their peers cheat off of them. I also may consider the use of technology in different circumstances. For example, how much a student would cheat if they were in school, and how much a student would cheat if they were online school. Being a professor at Duke University allows me to use my students as testing subjects to my experiments, allowing me to control the situation and have multiple testing groups. Anyone have any questions? Yes, you in the back. Good morning. My name is Arthur St. Clair. I'm the leader of the Chickasaw tribe and the owner of the WinStar World Casino and Resort in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Over my many years of owning this #1 rated casino in the United States, I have never seen as much cheating as I have these past few years. My casino noticed that the probability of customers cheating lowers when playing high risk and high profitable games. But the low risk and easy to win games more people cheat on. Can you please explain why there is this change? That is a great question, Mr. St. Clair. I have run experiments on cheating with close to 50,000 people so far. I found a handful of big cheaters, and I lost a few $100s to those cheaters. The little cheaters caused me to lose anywhere from $60,000 to $70,000. But the reality is that the economic eagerness is what we needed to worry about. During one of my experiments, I gave money to my students for every question they got right. I didn't look at the paper because they shredded them. So after the money was handed out, we got all the papers together from the shredder, and we came to the conclusion that more than half of the students lied to get more money. During high-risk games, people are more likely to get caught cheating, whereas in low-risk games, people can cheat and slowly take more and more money without getting caught. Everyone will cheat, but the smarter cheaters will weigh the benefit against the odds of getting caught, causing them to choose low-risk games instead of high-risk games. Anyone else have any questions? Oh, you. Good afternoon. My name is Mazani R. Bahani. I am a psychology professor at Harvard University, as well as an author of my most recent book, The Blind Spot: Hidden Bias of Good People. I study the thinking of feelings as they unfold in social contexts, with a focus on mental systems that operate in inexplicit or unconscious mode. Can you please explain the factor of money when it comes to lying? Thank you, Ms. Bahani, for asking that question. I believe that the more cashless our society becomes, the more our moral compass spins. For example, economic consultants and lawyers constantly overbill or overcharge by using hidden fees, but they consider themselves moral. We easily take things with no money value, like Cokes from a fridge or pencils from work, but we shy away from taking any money left out. In one experiment, we paid tokens that redeemed directly for cash, and people lied twice as much when they get paid directly. We believe it's because there's no trace. A lesson from locksmiths is that most people need little reminders to stay on the right path and to not pick locks. Let's look at how most jobs are constructed. There is no doubt the emphasis on tasks and objectives. that must be accomplished on a daily, weekly, monthly, or even yearly basis. The measure of success in a job is by accomplishing those tasks. So when an employee is not able to complete the task asked, they may resort to cheating to ensure that they succeed. Does that help answer your question? And does anyone else have any questions? Oh, you look familiar. Good morning. My name is Phil McGraw. I'm a retired psychologist and I have my own television show called Dr. Phil. In this television series, I tackle different topics and offer advice to my guests. Throughout my many years as a psychologist and my many years of television experience, I have seen many people blinded by their own motives. Can you please explain why careers cause people to be blinded by their motivations to succeed? I'm so glad you can make it, Dr. Phil. I'm so excited to meet you. To answer your question, I feel as though everyone plays a theory game between two parties. You say to yourself, I want to think of myself as a good, honest, wonderful person, but I selfishly want to benefit from dishonesty. It turns out that you can cheat a little bit and still feel good about yourself. This is a general lesson we find. One of my studies was called Blinded by Our Own Motivations, where we find out ways that different careers could take money without being dishonest. For example, mortgage-backed securities inflate the bonus, which causes you to believe that they're less risky. When dealing with numbers, just in Excel, people can remove cash, which provides them with a psychological distance, causing them to feel okay with cheating. When people are creative, they frequently excuse themselves from dishonesty. Another example could be that during vacation, you put your full trust in your vacation planner, who deals with the money, the location, the time of year, but they could easily use their power of advisor, causing a conflict of interest. If they know the most expensive time of year, the most expensive hotel, the most expensive activities, and the most expensive plane seats, you lose money while they are making money. Most of the time, we do not understand our choices or actions, but we still come up with the reasons to justify them. Does that help? Anyone else have any questions? Oh, you, sir. Good morning. My name is Wade McElroy. I'm the owner of Lude Liquors in Chicago, Illinois. I am also a former Eastern Award winner who helped Heisler Hospitality develop popular cocktails. Throughout my many years in the bartending industry, I have seen more and more young people use fake IDs to get alcohol at my bars, even though they know they're going to get caught. Can you please explain how culture has an effect on dishonesty? Thank you so much, Mr. McElroy. That perfectly relates to how I wanted to rewrite my book, based on peer pressure. Most people instinctively strive for the gray area between honesty and dishonesty. If you think about the human brain as being a rational machine that is going to rationalize what is good for us in the short term, but not what is good for us in the long term, it makes it much more complex. As I see my students, they tend to follow each other's lead. Our community has raised children to believe that we must all be in uniform to fit in, therefore allowing children to follow in others' footsteps. For example, their friends got away with using a fake ID, which means that they can get away with a fake ID and they can fit in and they can have fun with their friends. But whether we notice it or not, there's always a motive behind the things that we do. Our culture now has taught children that dishonesty you can get away with. You can get what you want in life through dishonesty. Whether to help their grades for college or to get them closer to friends, dishonesty can be useful to them. But is that really what we need? I want to leave you with that question as well as a couple more. If you were offered money in place of doing math equations, but no one saw your answers, would you take the money when you got the answers wrong, or would you turn in the wrong answers and not take the money? Along with that, I would also like to leave you with one last thing. If our culture defines us in a uniform way, would you not want to follow the uniform? What makes us different? What makes us not want to cheat? I want to leave you with those questions. Thank you for joining our town hall meeting today. It was lovely meeting you all.